that new whip. Hey, who did it do drip?
And we're live.
Welcome to Bet Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear.
All right, we're back for take three action. We had some weird stuff going on the first couple takes. I don't know, there's this weird staticky sound that started playing right when the intro ended. It was kind of weird, but...
And you want to know what that's called? It's like Josh. It's Josh loving the sound of his own voice.
Except it wasn't. But,
yeah, okay. Maybe the other way around, but yeah, we got some cool stuff going. First up, we got some cool stuff. Justin, what did you pick up the other day? I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like, where did you see this, first of all?
So, for the viewers listening at home, I picked up 2 bottles of Dustin Poirier's Louisiana hot sauce.
Yeah.
So, right after his second victory over Conor McGregor in the knockout victory back in Fight Island in January, he came out with his own brand of hot sauce, and he came out with a mild version, but
Trenton?
a couple
Taste
weeks
test?
before, hold on, but
Okay.
then a couple weeks before the trilogy, he was saying, he was getting a lot of reviews saying that the hot sauce didn't really have much of a punch to it, so he came out with the KO edition that has ghost pepper in it, and on the website it specifically says it packs more of a punch than the one that I knocked out Conor McGregor with. And my overall review of it, I give 5 stars. I love my hot sauce, and this is some really good stuff right here.
All right.
If you're on the market, go to heathonest.com, pick up a bottle, whether you want the KO edition or the regular version. Either or, you can't go wrong with either. Trent's about to give the
pinky
mild.
dab.
Is
Nope.
that good?
Trent's gonna give
start there.
Trent's gonna give the mild
And,
one a try.
Once
And
you go to that shopping cart, make sure you put our promo code of BET, spelled B-E-T-T. You'll probably get 0% off, but hey, it doesn't hurt. Here we go. Bottoms
give it a
up.
try. You're not gonna be disappointed.
How's that one?
Right on the tongue, and make sure we get the whole effect there. I was
One lick. Everybody knows the rules.
well, yep. One
It
lick,
gives
one
you
lick.
the first thing I noticed after trying the mild version. It gives you kind of like a Cajun kind of taste.
Yeah.
Because when you think of Louisiana hot sauces,
I really like the mild.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like that one.
So the Louisiana hot sauces, Louisiana style, really meant for putting them on fried chicken or any of those family meals, which is why hot sauce was invented. It's not wing sauce, it's just hot sauce. And now Trent's going to sample the KO edition that has ghost peppers in it. To me, it's really not that hot, but at the same time, once you take one lick, it is very delicious, but then it gives you that sense of heat that you're looking for in a hot sauce.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not-
say.
It's not bad
The
at
sense
all.
of heat you're looking for, Trenton.
I ain't looking for none of that, bro. I was gonna say I'm not a big sauce person, so the first one was good, and I like mild salsa and whatever, so it was pretty good. I only did a little dab there. Justin's gonna go ahead and put some on his brat or hot dog,
brat.
whatever it is.
Brat.
Yeah.
Put a little bit on there.
There we
Cheers,
go.
buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
Wild Country 99 brats.
That's some good ass hot sauce. Shout out Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, I would say it's 2, if not 3 times hotter than the last one, but
Sure as hell is good though. I wouldn't drink water. That's just gonna make it worse.
all right, I'm just gonna sit here and suffer. You will now listen to me suffer for an hour.
Hey, then you guys hear about the stock market? Your tongue starts swelling up. How did you guys do it?
But in all seriousness, I highly recommend this hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's really good, great flavor, and very tolerable heat. So if you want to get a pair, go on to heathonest.com and find it there.
There you go. Make sure to
Very
put that
good
promo code in as well when you get in that
BETT.
shopping cart.
That is BETT for a 0% discount.
There you go. Not sponsored yet.
Not sponsored yet, but soon to be sponsored. So, I don't know if you guys do this, but every time I make a brat, they come packaged and they're kind of got that like bow and arrow look to them, right?
Yep.
So the arc. So, whenever I put it in the bun, it always like sticks out fucking stupid, right?
Yep.
So, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but every time I get a brat, I actually take both ends and I pull it down and it makes a crack in the middle and then it like flattens out the brat so it fits in the bun nice. So it doesn't have that stupid fucking arc to it.
It's very funny that you say that. I actually did the same thing.
What?
Before.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
getting
gonna
that
say,
down,
does
yeah.
anybody else do that? Because I've been doing it for like a week now, and I'm like, God, I bet that's kind of weird. Like, I bet nobody does that, but
I've never heard of that.
yeah.
Well, I'm used to
Because
Makes
usually,
sense.
usually it sits up like this in the fucking thing, but then if you pull it down like that and make the little slit in it, then it,
Now you're holding it down with both sides of your fingers, but yeah.
Yeah, but then it levels it out,
Well,
Yeah.
also, when I think of brats, the only time I really eat brats is when I go to a baseball game, because they prepare like big ones, like the foot longers that do
The
that.
big
Wipe
ones.
that
Those
fucking
ones you
smirk
like?
off your face right now.
Hey Justin. Do you like fish sticks?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
All right,
Well, that segment was fun.
Yeah.
Way to go, Justin.
We're done.
How did you like the circus thing, Josh?
That was
I
cool.
went
That
I
was
think
cool.
Thursday. No,
You-
Saturday.
Top marks. I've never been to like an actual circus. I've been to like Cirque du Soleil. That's more of like a performance than anything.
Yeah.
Whereas this was purely like a fucking circus, dude. Like, dude, I was shitting bricks when the dude went on the target and he had the chick blindfolded
Yep.
and she put the bow and arrow on her shoulder.
So she
and
got him?
Told her where to aim. I was like,
Yeah.
I was sitting there with my mouth open for like the whole bit. I was like, there's no way.
Yep.
There's no way they're actually gonna do this.
Yep. So yeah, the dude, there's like an archer dude. I'm pretty sure they were husband and wife. I kind of thought you could tell at the end, but basically she stood, in front of a platform or a backboard target thing, and put the apple on her head and shot it with the arrow, which was stupid dope too.
Yeah.
They had little balloons, and not only did they shoot the balloons, but then they shot the like ribbons, so the balloons float up in the air.
Yep.
But then she turned around, had the crossbow behind her back, blindfolded the whole time, and he was yelling at her where to shoot and shot it.
Down,
and,
left, right, yeah.
Yep. Did they do the same thing with like a person from the crowd for the arrow thing too?
Was yours like a 6 foot tall bald guy?
Did he have a hat?
Maybe, yeah.
Did he have like an old dude's hat on, like a
trucker cap?
no?
Was he bald?
Not completely. He was balding.
Did your guys go around? Did your guy go around and like make fun of all the bald people?
I don't know.
Dude, he did that with the crowd. So he went and he goes, "Oh, so shiny," and then he started to walk back towards the stage and he went, "Oh," and he rubbed that guy's head, and then he went over to another guy's head and he goes, "Oh," and then he rubbed that guy's head too,
Funny.
and he goes, "You're almost there. Give it a few years," to a guy with like a little bit of hair.
Funny. No, I don't. Man, maybe that was just that crowd, that showed up and shit. I would say probably my favorite part was the fucking, I don't know what they're called, the big like, trapeze circle ball things, and they spin in the air and shit. He runs like a hamster in the wheel, and then he jumps on the outside.
That one was pretty cool.
That was pretty.
I like the
dope.
one where the dude had the elastic straps, and then he was like shooting himself into the air or whatever.
What?
Where he pulled himself up, or the machine like pulled him up, and then he let himself go, and he like ran all over the ring with the elastic straps. Okay, maybe not. Maybe you missed that part.
No, I either missed that part or maybe it's different every time. I wouldn't
Same
think
thing.
so.
Same
Yeah, I
thing.
wouldn't think so.
But pretty cool though.
It
Definitely
was
a
dope.
kids thing. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
I
and
thought it would be kind of stupid, but
yeah, I kind of was like, it just would be something to do and whatever, something different, and people and shit. But I'm super glad I didn't, I bought the fucking back 2 row seats, or bought the front one in front, but I'm glad I didn't spend more money, because that place was, it wasn't supposed to be
every seat was
huge,
fine.
but yeah.
The third row chairs were super fucking uncomfortable though. Holy
Really?
shit, dude.
I'm sure they were all the same. I mean, ours were 2, there was padding, but it was like,
That intermission
my ass
came
still
in
hurt.
clutch.
Yep, that too.
Came
Yep.
in clutch. Did you see how much shit they were trying to sell at that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there were every 10 seconds a vendor would come by and be like, light sticks,
Yep.
glow, slushy, slushies.
Butt scratcher!
Dude,
Get your
I-
butt
I wouldn't
scratcher
be
here!
surprised.
bro. They sold Bumblebee tickets. Dude, they had made a killing off that.
Yeah, that shit was dope. It was like
You
$10
see how many
a
kids
ticket.
lined up?
We left for the intermission before everyone else did, so I didn't even really watch.
Bro,
I
there
took
were
a picture
probably
of every dip.
50, 60 kids in line.
I
on
believe
ours.
it. I believe it.
$10 a pop?
Yeah, $600,
Ooh.
20 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
it's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so we're gonna get into a couple things today.
Some real news.
To start to start things off, fresh from the FBI has assigned a new fugitive to their top 10 most wanted list. After a year of Yasser Saeed being captured, he has finally been replaced on the 10 most wanted list by Octaviano Juarez Cuero, who is wanted for 2 murders and 3 attempted murders in the city of Milwaukee.
I don't even have headphones on. That's annoying the shit out of me. Josh.
On Memorial Day of 2006, Cuero went to a public park in South Milwaukee to see his wife, and they were in the process of their divorce. And he showed up uninvited to a Memorial Day picnic where he demanded his wife to see their 3-year-old daughter. And keep in mind, Cuero and his wife are in the final stages of the divorce. He asked to see the kid when showing up to the picnic. The wife refuses, and he bears a handgun and pulls it out and demands that 5 to 6 people get on their knees. And right before they had time to get to their knees, he opened fired, killing 2 people and critically wounding 3. And after that, he fled. He has not been seen since. He is believed to be in Mexico right now, but also has ties to Wisconsin and California. There's a $100,000 reward for information leading to his capture. And as with any fugitive, he should be considered armed and extremely dangerous. So, if you know of this person or know someone that resembles him, be sure to call your local FBI office. And let's get this guy off the streets.
Yeah, anyone that looks like him, go get that reward, buddy.
Yeah.
$100,000, that's a life-changing amount of money just for turning a guy in.
I was going to say, I could see it, Justin, if I just kind of squinted my eyes and tilted a little bit. There's a $100K picture right there, Josh.
Oh, dude.
Some information about
Look
him.
how sus that guy looks.
Some information about Cuero. He has black hair with brown eyes. He's approximately 5'5" to 5'7", weighing approximately 180 to 200 pounds. And he is Hispanic nationality. He's Mexican, and he speaks English and Spanish. He's known to wear a mustache and sometimes a beard.
Is it like
So be on the lookout.
Is it like a fake mustache that he's known to wear, or is it like a real mustache he always wears?
Would you
Nope,
say
it's a real
say his mustache connects to his beard?
It
or
doesn't. It does
doesn't
not.
say?
But he does have a goatee.
It probably doesn't connect.
Nope, it doesn't.
Does he
connect.
have a soul patch like right below his lip?
Yep. Yep. He does.
And he has short, brownish, blackish hair. Huh?
Yep, and the FBI did release
Brown eyes too?
age progression photographs of him to
I was
give you an
gonna say.
idea of what he looks like. Again,
Yeah.
he's believed to be in Mexico, but
Is
he
he
still has
heavier
ties.
set guy?
He still has ties to Wisconsin and California, and he's between 180 and 200 pounds.
Does he drink a lot of beer?
I don't know. It doesn't say that.
Does he vape?
I don't know.
I was gonna say we could like bribe him with
Is
some
he
beer
from?
or something.
Is he from Glastonbury?
No, he is not.
Oh.
He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Damn.
Last
thought
and
we
what?
had him.
So be on the lookout. If you see a man resembling, do not confront him. Just call your local FBI office or submit a tip online or call 1-800-FBI.
Can I call Ghostbusters?
No.
That won't work. What's Ghostbusters' number?
1-800-GHOST. I feel like that's right. That's
Well, you know
two
when they
What
say
other
little
than that?
letters.
Who are you gonna call Ghostbusters? Like, what's their number?
But other than that, we had a crazy week 1 in the NFL. It was crazy, wasn't it, guys?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I won my matchup in fantasy this week. I know Josh lost.
Yep. Josh
So
is a
did you,
loser.
You lost by a shit ton. Shut up.
I
You
didn't
only
lose
scored
by that
like
much.
80 points.
I scored almost 100. I lost by 5 points.
Yeah, you're bad.
And which player did the best for you?
My team, we did fine, honestly. It just was fucking Tennessee got rocked by Cardinals defense that week, so Julio Jones and Tannehill did nothing for me. I believe my best performer was McCaffrey. He had a little bit over 20 points. Yeah, 23 points, no touchdowns, but he had almost 200 yards rushing and receiving combined.
And I can't believe, I think it was
Finished
last
number
Thursday.
1 running back this week.
It was last Thursday. We predicted the Titans and Cardinals game to be a shootout. It was anything but that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just as surprised as everyone else
They
is.
shit on him, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was was a pretty wild Sunday, honestly.
Yeah, 13-8 was the final of that game. Kyler Murray, number 1 fantasy quarterback for this week, though.
You know who I'm also shocked about? Tyrod Taylor. Holy fuck, dude.
And Houston winning.
Guy ripped it up. Holy crap, dude. I did not see that coming.
Neither did I. And I'll tell you what else I didn't see. Jameis Winston throwing for 5 touchdowns in a victory over the Packers.
And Aaron Rodgers having a 30-something QBR.
32.
Yeah, I read a stat that it was like if you literally snap the ball
and just throw
it at the ground, you'll have a higher QBR than he did that week.
Yep.
I saw another stat for Rodgers. Last year, I believe he threw 5 interceptions, and that game alone he threw 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that game ended Saints 38 points, Packers 3 points. Do you think it was just an off week? I mean, the Saints defense was good, but like
I think it was an off week. I saw a bunch of statements from like Packers media, and they were saying just it's one game, don't panic. Every team's gonna have a bad week.
Yep.
Like, do you remember back in 2014 Monday Night Football, Chiefs versus Patriots, where the Chiefs absolutely obliterated the Patriots, and media goers were saying this is it, this is the cliff for Tom Brady. 7 years later, look at him now.
Yeah.
It could just be an overdramatic statement by the media saying that this is it. But only time will tell. I believe that it was just a really bad week for the Packers, and they will bounce
3
back.
points, though. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
I'd dump your Packers stock while you can. Holy shit.
They have a pretty easy game coming up soon.
Yeah, I believe. Well, and here's the thing. I believe they play Detroit. Yep, next Monday night.
That's not an easy game.
I don't think that's easy as well. They almost
yes,
gave
it
it
is.
to the fucking.
Detroit almost won.
They almost beat San Francisco. So San Francisco was winning.
San Francisco is a stout defense.
Yeah, they were winning like 30-some to 10, I
Which
believe. And
we
then,
know Green Bay has no defense. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't. After this week, I don't know. If Green Bay doesn't turn around, they're going to turn into a pretty fucking bad team. Because I think the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions are all pretty decent teams this year.
Yeah, and even Jared Goff's first game, he got almost 30 points, 29.9 points. Didn't have 1 interception, but had 2 2-point conversions because they were, down and trying to catch up. Also had over 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns for passing for Goff as well. Finished number 3 quarterback this week for fantasy. Right above Jameis Winston, who we did talk about a little bit there. Do you think Jameis is going to be on fire the rest of the year?
No, I think
it
he
was
was
a one
really
game?
a one-off, yeah.
Yeah?
I think he just got lucky against a shitty defense.
See, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, if you look at Jameis Winston's career, he's always been a guy who knows how to sling the ball. But now he's with the Saints, a good coach, a good system. Alvin Kamara in the backfield. And he looked stellar throwing the ball on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows? He could be a sleeper this season to be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, you never know. But you know somebody you can't sleep on? Matty Stafford. Holy shit.
Yep.
Those Rams look fucking intense, dude. They just walked all over those guys.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say they played the Bears, won 34-14 this
crap.
week.
They looked really good.
Hey.
On all levels.
Hey, but we saw Justin Fields throw a touchdown. I mean, I think that was his only play of the game.
Yeah.
He had a couple. I think he ran for a couple yards too at one point. But I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, and same thing with San Francisco. Sure, throw Trey Lance in there, throw a touchdown. Oh, now we got a highlight reel for him. You know what I mean? But the fuck are we doing 2 running back sets, 2 tight end sets, and now 2 quarterbacks sets, for every team? Yeah, like what the fuck? Right now, none of those guys in any of those teams are, fantasy relevant for quarterbacks at all.
Yeah, I don't want to touch them.
I was going to say, someone else talking about quarterbacks that did super good is the Eagles and Jalen Hurts beat the Falcons. Yep, beat the Falcons 32-6. Hurts finished top 6 for quarterbacks this week with 28 points. Had 3 passing touchdowns, a little bit over 250 passing yards as well. Who's the Devontae Smith that went off too? He got a touchdown and 100 yards I think or something.
Like that, yeah.
So,
I'm not as impressed with him. The Falcons are notoriously garbage.
Yeah.
So it's like they hype up every team, make everybody look good. So I'm not as impressed with the Jalen Hurts one. I think people are rating him a lot higher than they should be.
Yep.
I still think it was a really good game, but I don't think he's he's all that in a bag of chips. I think he's definitely like a Jared Goff-esque guy at this point, but I don't think he's like I don't think he's like a Patrick Mahomes where you have to start him if you
Right.
have him.
And the big thing is, he had a little bit over 60 rushing yards after 7 attempts, which definitely helps his fantasy score.
Yep.
But, yeah, I mean, they played against the Falcons. Fucking Matt Ryan did dog shit. Calvin Ridley, I don't even think he got more than 6 or 7 points there. Do you think, as a Ridley owner, if someone were to own Ridley, they should be concerned and maybe get rid of him? Or are we just, is the lesson today, hey, it's fucking week 1?
I think week 1. I think a lot of people are gonna bounce back. I do think we saw some winners and losers.
Yep.
Losers for sure being the Ravens. Holy shit, that Monday night game. That was nuts, dude.
Yep.
That was nuts.
I watched that last night too. Overtime, Raiders came back. That play at the end. So I actually read something where the coach couldn't find the kicker in time, which is why that little blip at the end happened. Because he was practicing in the fucking net on the other side of the field, and the coach is like, "Where's our kicker?"
Yeah.
He's fucking practicing. So they didn't put him in, and they ran the offense, faked him out. They figured, the defense is like, they're gonna run it for one more. Threw a little fucking rainbow pass in the end zone. That was game over. So that was a kind of exciting way to finish it off, especially first home game in the new Raiders Stadium in Vegas. The home crowd there.
That stadium's nuts.
Yeah, I think they said on air that they had AC in the stadium, I heard at one point, which is kind of interesting.
Did you also see at the beginning of the game who introduced the Raiders? Bruce Buffer.
Really?
For Las Vegas.
Oh, that's funny.
He did his whole shtick that he does for the UFC. It's time introducing Las Vegas Raiders.
That's cool. I saw Charles Woodson
hyped.
booling with the owner of the Raiders up in the box.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. That's definitely a tit stadium, dude, for sure.
Yeah. Justin, who was your worst performer and your best performer on your team this week?
My worst performer was Robert Tonyan, tight end for Green Bay Packers, but
It's still week 1.
You can just say that, yeah.
Yep.
My best performer was my quarterback, Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
4 passing touchdowns, 254 passing yards. My best receiver was DeAndre Hopkins with 2 receiving touchdowns, helping lead the Cardinals, flying to an easy victory over the Tennessee Titans. And I was a little skeptical about... So I had to make the decision for my flex. I chose between Juju Smith-Schuster and DJ Chark Jr. for the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I just took a gamble, and I said, okay, let's see what Chark's got. And he put up 16 points.
Nice.
And Juju put up only 7.
Yep.
And
Told you.
while I was at work, I was watching the Jaguars game, and I was like, there's no way Chark's going to put up any points. And then he finally caught a touchdown, but other than that, he didn't do much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a really rough week 1 for Trevor Lawrence.
Well, yeah. I mean, you didn't. I didn't really expect him to do anything, honestly, and especially going against a Houston team that's firing on all cylinders. I mean, there's not much you can do being your first ever game,
Yeah, I saw something that was like Trevor Lawrence's first loss since high school football.
Yep.
He never.
He didn't
lost
lost.
in regular
I mean,
season.
or
It's
yeah,
his first regular season
yes,
loss.
yep, that's what I meant. He never lost in high school either. But what did we think about the Vikings game? Before we get into your team, Josh, I watched that one go into overtime a little bit. Bengals pulled ahead 27-24 at the end with the field goal there. I mean, we had some fucking bullshit calls with not only Jefferson and the short touchdown, Cook at the end with the fumble. I mean, it was pretty much on the fence. I thought at least that fumble at the end, it could have gone either way. What do we think from our hometown team here? They're fucking dog shit.
No, I just think it's just bad luck.
Yeah.
It was a good game. There's nothing bad about it. It's just kind of the same thing, except they didn't get shit on.
That's true. They didn't get blown out. That's true.
It was a close game. Bad turn of events. That shit happens.
Yeah.
Were there any rookies that you were impressed with on the Vikings this past week?
I have no idea. I didn't watch the game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I watched Red Zone, but...
I fell asleep.
There's a lot of fucking football. Were there any that you saw, Justin? I didn't even see any rookies, I didn't think, but I wasn't paying attention that close.
I will tell you who I was very impressed by, and I was very impressed by New England quarterback Mac Jones.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
From
if
all
you
the
guys got
games.
I thought you were saying Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I thought you meant that game. Yeah.
Rookies?
Oh,
No.
well, then I have somebody.
Yeah,
you keep going.
But like
Mac
I was
Jones.
asking because the Vikings are your team. If there were any like rookies that you had high hopes for and they actually delivered in
I don't
week
think
one.
they have any high hope
don't
rookies
know.
this
Couldn't
year.
tell you.
Jefferson
But
last
yeah.
year, but
If anyone had the chance to watch the Patriots game, Mac Jones is the real deal. This guy looks so comfortable in the pocket. He's confident in his decisions. He never missed the mark on any of his passes. It's just very unfortunate that they lost the game. Damian Harris fumbled twice, including in the red zone with 3 minutes left, which ultimately cost the Patriots the game against the Dolphins. But just from reading like news articles from Patriots fans, they feel very high about Mac Jones. They think that he's going to be promising this season and that that the Patriots will be a very good team.
Are you a Patriots fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay. I thought you were a Tom Brady bandwagon fan.
Nope.
So never mind.
Patriots
okay.
fan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Good. Josh, top performer on your team, shittiest performer on your team. What do you got?
Top performer is kind of a toss up. That's kind of how you look at it. Technically, points wise, Matt Stafford put up the most points for me with 24. But I think the top performers have to be DeAndre Swift for me.
Yeah.
Out of Detroit, he put up 20.5 points in our league at least. Probably a little bit more if you're at a full PPR league. I think we're only half, correct?
Yep. Half PPR.
Yep. So, dude's just a beast. I mean, I knew he was going to be a beast last year. I drafted him last year as well. I actually ended up dropping him halfway through the year just because after that fumble he had early on, I don't think he really had the same mojo. But he for sure has that shit back. I mean, I saw a couple of his. The one where Goff dumped it to him and he made a nice cut in the open field and made him miss and ran it in for the easy touchdown. I mean, that was just a beautiful play. I think DeAndre Swift is going to be a monster this year. Normal guys, biggest rookie though, Jamar Chase, 18.5 points off the bench. I didn't even play him. It wouldn't really help me if I did play him, just because most of my team did fine. But yeah, 18 points. This guy, he's Joe Burrow's favorite guy. When he back at LSU, I think he's gonna be a really, really, really good player. I mean, they already got chemistry. They're already firing on all cylinders. I think if Joe Burrow goes in, and they're playing Chicago this week, so I think if Chicago shows up like they did last week, I think he's gonna have a really good game.
Yeah. Definitely. My rookie from my team, Rondale Moore, Arizona Cardinals. A little bit of a sleeper. He only got 8.8 points this week because of no touchdowns. What's the other dude that Christian Kirk? Both Hopkins and Christian Kirk had almost 22 points for the Cardinals. Plus Rondale Moore got 9 points. There's definitely enough volume to go around there. They play against Minnesota in week 2. I'm honestly thinking about plopping him in my flex play this week. If he gets a touchdown, I mean, he's getting an easy 15, 16 points for me. That's definitely someone, if he's not picked up in your league, I mean, he's only 25% roster in our current league, or in Yahoo leagues, I should say.
Who are you talking about?
Rondale Moore, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
So far, so good with him. Jalen Waddle as well this week. Grabbed him on my bench as well. He got 14 points this week, only 60 yards, but grabbed that touchdown there as well for the Dolphins, even though they did they did win. They beat the Patriots this week, right? Yeah, 16-17. So that was good to see as well for my bench there. Hey, Justin, how much do you want Mac Jones?
Huh?
How much do you want Mac Jones?
On fantasy?
Yeah.
I'd rather keep Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
Sorry, Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson.
That's true.
A question for you guys.
Yeah, let's go. What do you got?
The top transaction trend on at least Yahoo, I haven't checked ESPN yet. Top transaction trend of the day is the Arizona Cardinals defense.
Really?
How high are you guys on their defense, and where would you think they rank in the defense rankings? Do you think they're the number one defense this year and moving forward?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
Did you see Chandler Jones this past week?
But if you take Chandler Jones out of the equation, what did
J.J. Watt?
Yeah.
Their defensive line is incredible. It's all about sacking the quarterback in defense. If you can get to the quarterback with a strong defensive line, you're going to have success.
Especially in fantasy.
Because you can only do so much with cornerbacks and safeties and covering.
Yeah.
But if the defensive line can come in and do their job, put pressure on, that's going to make the backs game a lot easier.
Yep.
And if we're looking at a defensive line standpoint, the Cardinals have the best defense.
So you think they're going to be one of the top defenses this
Absolutely. If Chandler Jones keeps it up, which, you know what, I'm going to say it right now. Chandler Jones, Defensive Player of the Year.
Think so?
There you
Yep.
go.
I'm going to say it right now.
What if he doesn't get any more sacks?
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He will. That guy is a dog.
And
He
I was
works
kind of
hard.
surprised because the Titans' O-line is supposed to be pretty decent for Derrick Henry, you know? And, I mean, they just ate him up all game. I mean, I watched that one, too, for the most part. And, yeah, I don't even know what Cardinals finished for points-wise. I'm sure they had close to 10 because they didn't fucking score anything either. The Titans didn't. So, you know, if you're streaming defenses, definitely, you know, I would grab them. I think they definitely easily finished top 7 for defenses. You know, when it comes to Washington and some of those other teams that are more proven, you know, I might not jump on the gun for Arizona with that, but I do think that they have a good potential of finishing top 5, if not top 3 even. I just keep moving my rankings up with them, but was definitely impressed with them there. Have you guys... If you guys haven't checked out our Instagram, I did post a story of the top waivers for this week. Have you guys seen Elijah Mitchell for San Francisco out on there? He's only owned at 2% of leagues, but with Mostert now out for the season with an injury, he is sounding like their main guy back there. Sounds like Trey Sermon hasn't been performing well or something. Yeah, so they're kind of off the Sermon train, but, you know, maybe keeping them around on your bench might be worth it. It's going to be up to you at that point. But, you know, definitely someone to take there. Mark Ingram as well. 11% owned in leagues there. I believe he got, 2 touchdowns this week?
I'm surprised
he
on
ripped it
that.
up.
Yeah.
He's a reliable running back.
Yeah, which is true, but...
He's not a starter.
Right, and the thing with the Ravens, they had their 3 top starters all get injured before week 1 game.
Ingram's a Raven now?
Yep.
See, it's going to be hard to get points from him because...
You have Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell.
Nope.
Tyson Williams.
Nope.
And...
because on the Ravens, their best running back is their quarterback.
Lamar Jackson.
That's true, too.
Yep, definitely. So that's kind of an interesting one there because Latavius Murray also is owned in almost 0.5% of leagues. But he is also the top 3, look for there. Mark Ingram actually is on Houston. I forgot. That's my bad. He's on Houston. Houston had 3 different running backs scoring touchdowns this week.
Weird.
Yeah, which is fucked up. Jameis Winston, number 4 for most pickups on waivers this week as well. Tim Patrick from Denver, only 1% owned in leagues as well, up there on the list. Did you guys watch any of Teddy Bridgewater in that game there?
Bits and pieces.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree there. I'm trying to see who they played against just because I watch all the games. I can't even keep them straight.
So I was at the gym.
The Giants, yep.
So I was at the gym today, and I was looking at the TV in between sets, and they were asking a really interesting question that's always being asked every single year because of the circumstances, and that's who's going to win the NFC East this year. Because the last time an NFC East champion repeated a division title was in 2005 with the Eagles, winning it twice in a row. Ever since then, no team has repeated as the division champion.
Weird.
And if I were to answer that, I think it's really going to come down to Washington and Dallas.
The boys.
How Dallas looked against Tampa, even though they lost, they do look like they have hope. But the Redskins, I've been saying it, are a very underrated team. They can make some noise. They made some noise in the playoffs last year. They made some noise in the regular season leading up to the playoffs. Don't sleep on Washington. But at the same time, we also remember what Dak Prescott did last Thursday. Even in the loss, he went out of his mind.
Yeah,
I think he got more fantasy points than Tom Brady did.
Dak, I don't believe he did. I believe Tom Brady actually did score above him. Yep. I did post a top 6 fantasy performances on our Instagram, so go check that out. Tom Brady did finish 5th overall this week, right above Jalen Hurts and Dak is nowhere to be seen. He probably finished still top 10.
He threw over 400
but-
yards, and because Brady did throw 2 interceptions. Okay, that's another BS thing that I noticed. The 2 interceptions that Brady threw it was one where a receiver should have caught the ball, like it hit his hands and popped up, and obviously the person caught it. And then the second one was just a Hail Mary at the end of the half. Like, do you guys think that should even count statistically as an interception?
It's an interception. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I think the half one is kind of just dumb for fantasy purposes, but at the same time, it still goes in the books. It's still a tally mark.
My biggest thing about that one, so the first one where the player was supposed to catch it and he dropped it, went up in the air, and it was intercepted.
Yep.
So when a quarterback throws a pass and a receiver drops it, it doesn't go down as an incompletion. It goes down as a drop. Why shouldn't that be the same for interceptions when it comes to that situation?
It's true.
When it should be a catch,
person
but they
to
drop it.
possess it was the quarterback is the only rule, unfortunately. I definitely agree, and it's kind of, something probably that the head office or, I should say the back office kind of thinks like, okay, obviously that wasn't Tom's fault. You know what I mean? We won't give that one to him, or neither of them really. I mean, what else was Tom Brady supposed to do? But I did see something interesting with Mike Evans for that game. I believe he only scored like 4 points that game.
Yep.
Since he, this could be totally wrong, but since he's that receiver on the left side that does kind of a straight out route and most of the time curls back in, Tom Brady loves separation. He loves, a bigger guy, and he doesn't like the 50-50 balls. That's all that Mike Evans did with Jameis Winston as his quarterback. That's the Mike Evans that we know. And I feel like at the same time, with Tom Brady's, personality, he likes that slot receiver, Antonio Brown, running across the middle.
Yep.
He likes the cross of Gronk and Godwin on the outside. They'll do a little cross on the outside. Evans will do a quick little hook on, the far left side, and then Tom Brady's just looking at the middle and right side of the field. Evan, I think, only had 5 targets, I believe, this first week as well. So definitely, something to consider. I mean, you still got to start Evans. I mean, he still did good with touchdowns last year, but I feel like some of those other guys are going to be doing well. Do we think Gronk is here to stay on the top of the leaderboard for fantasy?
Oh, yeah.
He was the top tight end this
so.
week.
As long as he stays healthy.
That's fair.
That was my biggest concern when he came out of retirement and signed with Tampa Bay. After watching him play for years in New England, seeing how injury prone he was, I was just thinking like it's a matter of time like that he gets hurt. But then I remembered like, okay, he took a year off. He let his body heal. Because when I look at Rob Gronkowski, I think of like the Bo Jackson of tight ends, where he's just too big to be moving that fast.
Yeah.
A couple hours ago, I was watching a couple Bo Jackson videos, and that guy was huge. And he was the fastest player in NFL history, ran a 4.13 40-yard dash. But you look at the guy, he's built like a linebacker, and he was still able to run that fast.
Yeah.
It's good, but for that size, it's not really healthy that a person can move that fast. So that was like a big concern with Gronk because of his physique, body weight, and height, that he can make those maneuvers at such big of a size. That's what made him so injury prone.
Sure.
Well, he's a lot lighter now too, isn't he?
Yep, he's thinned down a lot.
Really?
So maybe that'll help.
Looking ahead to week 2, 3 games. So I'm doing a pick'em league for work, and you got to pick, one of the 2 teams to win and shit. I know a bunch of other people are doing it. A couple matchups I was looking at today, I'm like, fuck, this could go either way. Titans versus Seahawks. Do we think Titans are just going to shit the bed again, or do you think Henry turns on the run train?
If Russell Wilson keeps up the play that he had against the Indianapolis defense, they will walk out of Tennessee with the W. Russell Wilson looked phenomenal on Sunday against that Colts defense. And if he keeps that up, then he should have no problem beating the Titans.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lockett even had over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 24 points this week. A little bit better than Metcalf. Metcalf got, 15 or something? Mm-hmm. Still fucking good for him. But yeah, you're thinking Seahawks too?
Against who?
Titans.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to go game for game, do our winners, who we think's going to take it?
Fuck it.
So Thursday night, Redskins versus Giants.
Yep.
I have Washington.
Washington.
Taking the win.
All day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't trust Daniel Jones to win nothing,
Nope.
bro.
No.
Raiders Steelers. That's an interesting matchup.
Raiders.
Why? Why do you like the Raiders now, Josh?
Raiders.
What do you like about the Raiders now?
Because Derek Carr, baby. Did you see his game-winning drives? Holy crap.
Yeah, but he had 30 completed passes and he had over 50 attempts. That's like half of his pass attempts were completed.
That's how like every Tom Brady game is.
Also, another thing to consider is they're going to the Steel City for the game.
I don't know, man.
Those
I got
those
Raiders.
fans are ruthless. They're some of the most passionate fans in the NFL.
I got Raiders, bro. I think they're going the playoffs for sure.
I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. I think that they have way more weapons than the Raiders to pull off the game.
I think Steelers as well. I watched the Steelers game with Adam actually, and we watched it, and we were kind of concerned the first half. They kind of couldn't get the offense rolling at all, and then they ended up, kind of pushing through at the end there. I do think the Steelers maybe find their groove and bring it to the Raiders.
Next game. This is a tough one. 49ers versus Eagles. I'm going to go Eagles with this one. I think the Eagles will win.
I was looking at that one too.
It's a gross game.
It's a gross game. You're not very high on the Eagles offense after week 1, Josh. What do you think?
Yeah, but I'm even less high on the San Francisco.
Yeah, with their 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs.
I'm in on the Eagles this week for
Eagles.
them. I think they go, 2-0?
Yep. Yeah, they're both 1-0 teams. I'm gonna, I might go with the Eagles on my pick, but I'm going with San Fran. I think the Eagles are gonna flop it this week. I don't think they're gonna do that good.
Next one, the Houston Texans will be going to Cleveland to take on the Browns.
Cleveland.
Yep.
We saw the Browns almost beat Kansas City. Kansas City came back that second half and did close it out.
Cleveland.
Against Cleveland. Yep.
Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
That's what I would say too, and that's what my pick's gonna be as well. I just don't get what the fuck happened with the Texans. I mean, they were just on fire for no reason.
24-13.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna take an upset, and I'm gonna take the Texans.
All right.
I need to have it. You need to have at least one
Technically,
upset.
the Browns would be the upset, but
Why?
That's true because they're 0-1, but
Yeah.
I'd say it's more so upset as betting odds for like Vegas. I'd say the favorite is Browns, but
Next one will be the Broncos heading to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence.
Bronco.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Teddy B, baby.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
Yep.
The Broncos defense looked really good this past
Offense
week.
looked good,
Teddy
defense
Bridgewater
looked good.
looked great, and Trevor Lawrence he looks a little slow to start. I'm not giving up hope on him, but I just think he still needs time, and I think that Teddy Bridgewater will take it to them.
Teddy's ready to go.
This next one, Saints versus Panthers.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up. I think I'm in on the Saints on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I want to say Panthers. I really do.
A
but
big division rivalry, too.
I think it's going to be the Saints.
Yo, speaking of Panthers, you guys see that that Panther
Yeah,
CGI
it was wild.
thing?
3D animation.
It was dope. they took the footage from the video footage from the beginning of the game and ran the CGI Panther through it, which is pretty dope. But I don't think I can go with them week 2. Sam Darnold looked great against a Jets defense that was dog shit. McCaffrey is gonna do well either way. I'm almost positive, but I think the Saints still pulled this one off. They're just rolling after last week.
Yep.
Agreed. Next matchup, Rams versus Colts. I'm going Rams.
Rams, baby.
Rams as well.
I think they're going to tear through that Colts defense.
Yeah.
Next one, an AFC East divisional rivalry. The Buffalo Bills head to Miami to take on Tua and the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this one.
Did you watch the game last week? I didn't.
The Dolphins one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
They looked good. They looked very fluent on offense. They just have to correct a couple things, and I think they could be a good football team.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bills weren't able to pull it off against the Steelers at home.
Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
true.
in on the Bills.
You think the Bills too?
The Bills are going to shit on the Dolphins.
I think I gotta go Bills too. I mean, it was against the Steelers. The Steelers just got some good play calling. I think the Bills are gonna.
I'm gonna go
Dolphins.
Dolphins. I think Tua did look good. Patriots go to New York to take on the Jets.
That's easy. Jets.
Patriots.
Are you actually going Jets, Josh?
Yeah, I'm going Jets.
Yeah.
All right, that's your upset.
I think Zach Wilson. Well, I guess it's not really an upset because the better team would have, or the worst team would have to beat the better team. So yours would be an upset.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna stick with the Jets
for the
too.
viewers,
Throw it out there.
For the viewers who don't know Josh, he's just a little troll. He says stuff that he doesn't mean. So don't believe a word that comes out of this kid's
Jets,
mouth.
I think Jets is gonna be Zach Wilson. I think is gonna have a really good game. I saw a lot of good things on both sides. I think that game's gonna be really fucking close.
Yeah.
I think worst case scenario, I think it's probably gonna be like a 21-24 game. Maybe even like a 14-13-esque game where somebody misses a stupid field goal or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a 1 to 3 point game for sure. I just don't really know which side it's going to go, but I'm leaning the Jets just for some odd reason.
All right.
Hey, hold on. Justin, hold on. Before we get to the last one. As a Patriots fan, are you worried about Damian Harris after, kind of his performance, the fumble at the end there? They got rid of, Sony Michel, their backup. Are you kind of worried about Harris or week one, see what happens?
In all honesty, a little bit.
Yeah?
Like 2 fumbles
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
See, it's one thing if it gets punched out, but to just lose it from just getting hit and like not even making contact with the ball, that's a little concerning.
Yep.
See, if the defender comes in and punches out, okay, that's a good play by the defender, but to just drop it from contact, that does have me a little worried. But Harris did look good in week one. I think he did. I think he went over 100 yards. He looks like a really promising a promising running back. I think that they just need to correct that mistake in practice. And if they can correct that mistake, then he's going to be a really dangerous running back for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, even with those 2 fumbles, he still had 11 points, over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so the last noon game. This is a very tough one. This is like a coin toss. Bengals versus Bears.
Yeah. I just am not on
I got
this.
Bengals.
Yeah, I know you are. The new Bengals offense this year is let's protect Joe Burrow. Let's get the ball out of his hands. Don't let anyone touch this dude because of last year, you know. That's what we saw against the Vikings. Obviously, it worked out well for them. They got the W. It's too early for me to give them that W. I just hate Dalton on the Bears, though, too, and that whole situation there.
Dalton on the Bears is garbage. I think until they put in Fields full-time, I don't think the Bears are going to win a game.
Yeah, because Montgomery, did good for the Bears running back. I'm going to go ahead and just say Bears with this one.
I'm going to go Bears, too.
Bears?
In Chi-Town.
Yeah, that's probably a good 50.
To kick off the afternoon games, Falcons versus Buccaneers. I got the Bucs.
Yep.
Buccaneers, Falcons. Yeah,
I gotta take the Bucs.
Yeah.
Falcons
We don't even need to talk about
that.
No.
It's one thing to take in consideration.
Let's talk about it.
It's that when you play a division rival, the best of both teams always comes out. Like, I've seen some horrible teams in the past take on, like, the best division rival, and it's always a close game. So, I think this could actually be a really good game. Obviously, Tom Brady's Tom Brady with the Bucs, but you just can't count out Matt Ryan. I just don't think you can.
What about the Super Bowl?
What about the Super Bowl? Yeah, it was a flop. He sucks. It wasn't his fault.
What about the last year?
What about the last
year?
year?
Last week.
Adjusting to a new coach. Okay, but so are you downplaying the skills that he possesses?
I think Matt Ryan is a second-rate quarterback now. I think he's like a Jameis Winston kind of guy where you don't really...
Oh, yeah, where Jameis Winston threw 5 touchdowns and stomped on the Packers' heads.
Where you don't really know what you're going to get.
Exactly, so...
You're getting 30
you don't know.
points or 15 points. Or maybe 12.
I'm still going to go Bucs, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Falcons will play them tough.
I think it's going to be another blowout.
Yeah, I think it's a blowout.
The Bucs defense versus, look at how good the Falcons did last week, dude. And now they're playing against the top.
Player.
Yeah.
Next game, Vikings versus Cardinals.
Cards. Easy. That defense we talked about.
Yep.
It's going to eat them up. Kirk's going to have a day.
Titans versus Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah, I got Seahawks too. I think Russell Wilson's going to light it up like he always does beginning of the year. and then he's gonna flop after like 10 games.
I don't know when
He
the
does it
Titans
every
are gonna
year.
win a game, bro, unless they play against the Jets or something. I'm so pissed about last week. I'm going for the Seahawks for this week too, but like, I don't know. I think the fucking Titans are dog shit now.
Yeah.
So.
Cowboys versus Chargers. I'm all in on the
Cowboys.
boys.
Cowboys, baby.
I'm gonna have to go Cowboys as well. I
Dak's
think
gonna rip it up.
I think Keenan Allen's gonna be a good daily fantasy pick just
Yep.
because they're gonna be from behind with the Chargers. Even
Yep.
last week, Keenan Allen
Garbage
still
time.
got 15 points. Yep. You know, if he gets a touchdown too, that's easy 20 points. I think that's a good play for fantasy this week. But I'd go Cowboys as well.
Sunday Night Football. Wow. This is a game. Chiefs going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Lamar versus Patrick Mahomes. What do you guys got?
Chiefs.
You got Chiefs?
Gotta do
Chiefs,
Chiefs.
easy.
Yep. I gotta
Easy.
say Chiefs.
Blowout.
The Ravens just.
Just kidding. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but it's definitely gonna be a 2-score game. Well, that's kind of a blowout. I think the Ravens are gonna be super, super in the dirt about Monday night.
Yeah.
And I do not think they're going to have a good time at all. I think they're going to be, like, super down and, like, being a bunch of babies about it.
I'm going to go Ravens.
I'm on Ravens.
I think...
At
Listen,
home.
the Ravens didn't look terrible yesterday.
No, they didn't.
No.
Like, they just made a bunch of mistakes on defense, and they're going to be at home, too. I think that they can really bring it on Sunday night and take it to the Chiefs. So that's who I'm taking. Monday Night Football. Packers are welcoming the Lions to Green Bay.
Lions. Lions all day.
I gotta say Packers. It's gonna be at home. First game at home. They're looking to, make a comeback statement here. We come on, A-Rod. We gotta do something here, buddy.
I think A-Rod's out. I think he's out of Green Bay. I think he's checked out. I think he doesn't give a shit what happens this year. I think he's just going to play his time until they put in Jordan Love. And then he's going to try to get traded.
I'm gonna take the Packers. If the Packers lose to the Lions, they're
the Lions are
fucked.
pretty good.
They're the Lions.
Jared Goff, top 5 quarterback this week.
DeAndre Swift, top
They're
running back this week.
2
I'm gonna
Detroit
say-
Lions running backs, top 5 this week.
I'm gonna repeat what I just said again. They are the Lions.
Was there more to that, or that was it?
No, just look at history. They are the Lions.
It's fair.
Second longest streak without a playoff win under the Bangles. Haven't won a playoff game since '91.
Damn.
First team to ever go 0-16. That franchise is pathetic. You're looking at me like I have 3 heads. You know that's true.
The Lions? Yeah, I mean, and they're both
When have
two-
the Lions ever been like, oh my God, they could be Super Bowl contenders? Think of
With
one
Megatron.
year. Think of one.
Yep.
You thought that they were Super Bowl contenders.
Megatron?
One player.
That's like Randy Moss, bro.
Yeah, and what happened the one year they did make the playoffs?
Uh,
Ousted in the first round against the Cowboys.
with Randy Moss?
Randy Moss never played for the Lions.
Yeah, I'm talking about Randy Moss.
I'm talking about the Lions.
Yeah.
Randy Moss never played for them.
Oh. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Detroit Lions.
Oh, the Detroit
Megatron.
Lions. I thought you meant the Pittsburgh Lions.
What the fuck just happened?
So yeah. That's our picks for week 2 of the NFL. So we got our picks in, and we'll see how we do.
do.
what was that for? Dude.
He slowly, like, as I was making more noise, he got louder and louder and louder, and I was like...
Dude, I saw something on Instagram. Donald Trump is 6'3" and 245 pounds. Derrick Henry, also 6'3", 245 pounds.
Jesus.
Did you see, speaking of Trump, did you see him call out Biden on the UFC thing? Or was
Yes.
it UFC? Or
No, it was the Evander Holyfield versus
Triller.
Vitor Belfort.
Yep, the
versus
Triller Fight
Vitor
Club, yep.
Belfort, Triller Fight Club. So on September 11th, Donald Trump first went to the New York Fire Department and Police Department to honor all the heroes, and then he got on a flight, went to Florida, and commentated along with his son the boxing match this past September 11th on Saturday.
Yep.
And the card included Vitor Belfort versus Evander Holyfield in the main event. And co-main event was Anderson the Spider Silva versus Tito the Huntington Beach Bad Boy Ortiz. And both the co-main event and main event ended in a first-round KO.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or no, the main event was a TKO. The co-main event was an absolute knockout. Anderson Silva, I checked out on him after that giant skid that he had in the UFC after breaking his leg against Chris Weidman, and ever since then he had only won one fight in a decision against Derek Brunson, and then he was just never the same after that leg break. And he recently took up boxing, and he fought former champion Julio Cesar Chavez, and he won the fight by split decision. And he recently came out and said that he wants to keep up with his boxing career even at 45 years old.
Yeah.
So he took a boxing match against another UFC great, Tito Ortiz. And Anderson looked like the Spider on Saturday night. Good head movement, knocked Tito out unconscious. His face went right down to the canvas and he was out. And I did not expect Anderson to do that. It was crazy because the career that Anderson Silva had in the UFC, it was basically a matter of whenever he got matched up with someone, the questions would be, what is Anderson going to do to this guy? They didn't even think, does this guy have a chance? What is Anderson going to do to him? And then Chris Weidman happened. He lost his title after reigning for 8 years, I think, setting the record for consecutive days as champion with 2,400 days. And then in the rematch against Chris Weidman, he broke his leg throwing a leg kick and was off for 2 years, came back and was just never the same. And he had his last fight in the UFC on Halloween of last year where he lost to Uriah Hall by TKO. And we thought this was the end of a combat sports career, but he said, no, I want to take up boxing, go back to my roots. And from what I've seen in the training, Anderson Silva, he still has that head movement that he had when he reigned as the UFC pound-for-pound #1 fighter. The head movement, the really unique spider movements where he got his nickname the Spider, and he showed that against Tito by doing a little duck and then coming over with an overhand and knocking Tito out. I think Anderson is back. I think his mixed martial arts career is done, but he still has hands to prove it.
Do you think? Do you see him fighting again? Then at that point, it kind of sounds like he's
Boxing?
looking to keep boxing at that point. Yeah.
After what he did to Tito on Saturday, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you watch that knockout?
I believe I saw the highlight of it, but at the end, he was in the corner, right? He pushed him into the corner, or was that the other one?
Yeah, Tito pushed him into the corner, was like just trying to like hit him with little shots, and then Anderson slipped one overhand, knocked him out. Yep. And I was like, that's the Spider right there.
Yep, I did see that one.
You know who'd like to fight him? Jake Paul.
No, actually, Logan Paul called out Anderson Silva.
Logan Paul's boxing now too.
He's been
been
boxing.
boxing.
He's been boxing. He's been boxing longer than Jake has.
Yeah, I know, but Jake was like doing it first, kind of a thing. Like he became legit first.
I don't know. I think if Logan met Silva, I still think Logan would win.
You think so?
I think Logan would beat him.
Well, hey, you've heard it here first. Logan Paul beats Silva. Let's see what happens.
And I was actually listening to the Nelk Boys podcast with Jake Paul.
Oh, yeah.
From a week ago. I saw like half of it a week ago, and I saw the second half today. I just don't understand why Jake doesn't want to fight KSI. Like, I think that is really a fight to make. They've been jabbing back and forth. KSI kicked the shit out of his big brother.
Well, I don't even think that is the thought process. I think more so it's, all right, I fought my YouTubers. Now I fought, my one UFC guy. Now I fought another UFC guy. If I go back to another YouTuber, yeah, everyone wants to see it. It would fucking sell out like none other. Probably better than all the other fights, honestly, because that many people want to see, Logan Paul's younger brother fight KSI, the guy that beat him twice, all that. But just from that professional standpoint of building Jake Paul's, winning record, I don't think it makes sense at this point. Unless he gets a loss, then he can go and get that big and fight KSI. I don't think at this point it makes sense to not fight someone in the sport. Did you have to agree with that, Justin, or what do you think?
I mean,
Yes and
You could go either way. It's it's really just a big payday, but I feel like he would just kind of lose some credibility going back to another quote-unquote YouTuber.
Yes and no. The only reason I say yes, or the only reason I say no, is because there's a story behind the two. KSI beat up on Big Brother Logan.
Yep.
Let's see if Little Brother can come in and teach the guy a lesson. And obviously, YouTuber versus YouTuber. Like, how many... I think the pay-per-view between KSI and Logan Paul actually did over 1 million.
Yep.
So imagine, have you, like, the numbers Jake's pulling in? Could you imagine those two getting together?
Right.
And I've seen some KSI sparring footage. He's not bad either.
No, he's not.
Like, I think that can make for a good fight. My only thing about Jake Paul is I don't understand why he's fighting guys that are smaller than him. Like, they're all catch-weight bouts while he outweighs them by, like, 20 pounds. It was the same thing with Logan Paul versus Mayweather. Mayweather was, like, 160 with Logan Paul having to cut weight to get down to 190, having a 30-pound advantage. What? Like, what's that going to do?
Yep.
And Floyd still beat him.
That's true.
Yeah. But, of course, Logan's like, no, I won. I'm like, dude, go back to the 6th round where Floyd knocked you out.
No.
Literally held you up from getting knocked out and slapped you. Say, hey, wake up. The longer we go, the more money you make.
Logan won that fight.
No,
Hot take. It's okay, though.
Go back to what you said 10 seconds ago. You agreed with me.
Did you see Mcgregor get into that little scuff with MGK over the weekend at the awards?
Yeah, he had the cane, too.
What do you think about that?
That guy will fight. That guy will do anything to get his credibility back.
Yeah. He was like, I don't even know who that guy is. He said, like, some little white boy or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember if you saw what the quote was or what, but I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on now? Why is fucking no one gives a fuck about Conor McGregor trying to start beef with MGK? Is McGregor even still relevant after his losses and shit?
I think he's done.
What do you mean he still has that many followers on social media?
Yeah.
He's still saying...
he's not fighting anymore. He's done.
That is hard.
What makes you... Wait, hold. What makes you think that?
He's not going to be the same. He's broken too many bones. He's gotten
That was
hurt
his
too
first...
many times.
The leg was his first one.
Nah, he's done. He's old. He's washed up.
He's only 32.
For a fighter?
Yes. Okay, and do you know what the record for oldest UFC champion ever is? Randy Couture, 45.
That's
winning
record,
the heavyweight title.
Yeah, heavyweight's easy. You just got to be big.
Did you just say heavyweight is easy?
Yeah.
If you sleep
Easier
on a
than
heavyweight,
grappling.
you will be in an ambulance.
Yeah, but either one, they just have to get one blow and they're done.
Yeah, but at heavyweight, it's a lot different. Heavyweights pack way more of a punch and that. But can we go back to the main event, Evander Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort?
Yeah.
So originally it was supposed to be Oscar De La Hoya versus Vitor Belfort. And I knew Evander Holyfield was saying that he was going to come back. And I was like, okay, let's see what he got. And then I looked up his age, 58.
Damn.
And then I was like, no way. And I looked at some footage of like his training. I'm like, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of the show and people were like, oh, my money's on Holyfield. I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you seen him hitting the pads? He is slow. Mm-hmm. He's not the original Evander, the real deal Holyfield that was knocking out Mike Tyson, who's beating all these guys. The most feared guy in the heavyweight division. He looked slow. He looked like an old man, and Vitor took it to him.
Yep.
And Vitor, I think, weighed in at around, 205. And Holyfield was a little higher than that. But when I saw Holyfield get in there, I'm like, he's not winning this fight. And he got knocked down 3 times in the first round. The first one, I'm like, yep, he's not winning this fight.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the people that actually thought that Holyfield was going to win. It's a lot different when you looked at Mike Tyson's training footage for his comeback, where he looked like he had not lost a step. If anything, he got better. He got more powerful. But watching Holyfield, just the speed was all gone.
Mm.
Like Tyson was even saying after his fight against Roy Jones, he's like, Holyfield, let's do... Or let me try and do the voice. Hey, Holyfield, why don't we try and do this a third time? I don't know.
That's pretty close. That was closer than the first try you did. I think you need some more hot sauce, and maybe it would sound a little better.
Put a little hot sauce on your tongue.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Poirier's hot sauce. Go to hedonis.com.
Type in BETT, BETT, get 0% off your order today.
More than that, pussy.
All right, here you go.
No, pussy. Down the hatch. Down the hatch. What is this, the light one?
So for those of you who don't know, after this, a week and a half from now, UFC 267, Brian Ortega versus Alexander Volkanovski for the undisputed featherweight championship of the world. Next week.
That's good. That's not this week.
Yeah.
After a season of The Ultimate Fighter, the two coaches will finally settle their beef in the octagon live.
And that is next weekend, so make sure you tune in next week where we cover that fight head to toe, up the cavity and out the cavity.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Trying to steal my thunder there, buddy?
Yes, I did. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Sorry, Justin, we kind of bullied you a little bit on this episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, words are just words. Step in the ring with me. And let's really talk like gentlemen.
All right, UFC 3, let's do it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow us everywhere. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Go get it, dude, Trip. I got you moving. I like how she moving. I got that new whip. Go get it, dude, Trip. I like how she moving. I like how she moving.